At my sister's wedding, a little boy I'd never seen walked up to me and asked, "Are you the bride's sister?" "I am," I said. He couldn't have been more than 7. Tiny suit, clip-on tie. He glanced over his shoulder, nervous, then pulled a small gift bag out from behind his back. "A lady gave me 10 quid to give this to the bride, but she said only when that man isn't looking." He pointed across the lawn at Victor Hale, the groom's father, laughing with the ushers. "What lady? Where?" The boy shrugged. "She was crying. She said it was really important." He pointed toward the car park. I looked. Nobody. When I turned back, he was already sprinting for the bouncy castle. I stood there holding a bag that felt wrong, too heavy for its size, and Victor Hale had stopped laughing. His eyes were locked on my hands. I smiled like it was nothing, and walked to the bridal suite, locked the door, pulled out the tissue paper. Inside was a cheap prepaid phone with one video saved to it. The footage was dark, filmed through a window, shaky, but I could see enough. Victor Hale, the man who owned half the commercial property in the city, the man who'd given a toast 20 minutes earlier about welcoming my sister into the family, standing over a woman on the floor, and what he was doing to her. Beside the video was a text file. One line. "This is what really happened to his first wife." My blood went cold. The groom's mother died when he was 12. A car accident. That's what Theo always said. That's what Victor always said. A knock at the door. "Everything all right in there?" Victor's voice. "Just fixing my makeup." I shoved the phone into my dress and opened the door, smiling. He was standing very close. "Saw a boy hand you something. Card from my mom. She gets emotional at weddings." He nodded. He didn't believe a word. I walked back toward the reception with my heart slamming, and he followed 10 feet behind, casual, like we happened to be going the same way. I spotted my cousin Sam at the bar. He's a detective. He was there as a guest, but right then I needed him as an officer. I pulled him behind the tent. "Watch this, don't react." His face didn't change, but his jaw went tight. "Where did you get this?" "A kid," said a crying woman in the car park gave it to him. He read the text file. Then he scanned the marquee and found Victor by the cake table watching us. "What do you know about the groom's mother?" "Car accident. That's all anyone's ever said." Sam shook his head slowly. "There was no accident. That case has been open in everything but name for 18 years. We never had anything that would hold." He pocketed the phone. "Go and get your sister away from that family. I'll handle this." I was 10 feet from the head table when Victor cut me off. The warmth was gone from his face entirely. "That phone isn't yours." "I don't know what you mean." He gripped my elbow, smiling for the guests. "I have spent 20 years making sure that video never saw daylight. I'm not losing it to the maid of honor. Give it to me and this day's a happy wedding." "I don't have it." His mask cracked. "Who does?" "The police." The color left his face. And then Sam was behind him with 2 officers who'd quietly arrived at the gate. "Victor, let's have a conversation." He straightened his jacket and put the smile back on. "This is my son's wedding. Whatever you think you have can wait." It really can't. They walked him out through the car park without a scene. Half the guests never noticed. I sat down next to Jade and told her everything. She called Theo over, and when he understood, he broke. 20 years of a story he'd been raised on collapsing in a marquee full of flowers. He didn't defend his father for a second. He was the first person to offer a statement. At trial, it came out fully. The woman who'd sent the bag was Victor's housekeeper of 18 years. She'd filmed it the night it happened, and she'd been too frightened to speak ever since, until she saw a wedding invitation on his desk and realized another woman was about to become part of that family. She testified. So did Theo. Jade and Theo are still married. They named their daughter after his mother, and every year, without fail, they send a card to a housekeeper who found her courage at exactly the right moment.